Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Lasisi Ismail. I'm here to present on the topic project writing for undergraduate students. Others researchers aside from undergraduate can also benefit from this presentation. This presentation is subdivided into four components. The first one is the introduction, which will be our focus today, and the second one is the literature review. The third one is a research methodology, and the fourth one is the implementation, which all these will be covered in the subsequent days. So our main concern is to look at the introduction, so to look at the background to the study, the statement of the problem, the aims and objectives, the significance of the study, the scope of the studies. All these are very important when working or dwelling on research. So working on research, to work on the research, so the first goal is to identify area of interest. A student, an undergraduate student, be an undergraduate student, be a postgraduate student, so you must first identify a research interest. So there are several areas of research domain that a student may decide to work on. So among them, we have a security. Security is very broad. We have a sub, we have the cryptography, we have the hashing algorithm, we have the lots of areas in security a student can leverage on. We also have the machine learning, we have the cloud computing, we have energy optimization, and we have lots areas a student can leverage on. So the first thing is that students should be able to identify a problem, a topic. And how do you identify a topic? Topic mostly come to be the last, but once you're able to identify a part, then you can explore, you can download as many journals, as many articles. Then you start going through them, identifying some of these various components that I'm about to mention. So the first one of the component, which is the background to the study. So the background to the study, the students should be able to give life, should be able to set apart, should be able to set the general tone for your study. So you give life, you set a general tone for your study, and also students are expected to discuss in detail the background, the need, and the rationale behind that study. So the first thing here is that for the background to the study, so a student should give a broad or a brief overview of the topic in 1 or 2 paragraphs. So, and why is the project needed? So a student should be able to provide the reason why the project is needed. What are the possible application areas of this study? And what is the project title good for? So meaning that, so what are the rationale for choosing this particular topic? So a student should be able to discuss the background information of the subject matter from a global approach and narrow it down to a more specific research context. So you start from top to bottom. That is how research is being done, not from bottom to top, but from top to bottom. I haven't said that. I haven't been able to construct your background to the study. So the next one is the problem or the gaps identified from the various literatures a student have studied. So what are these? So one is that the student should be able to identify the specific problem on the study to the readers. So what do they mean here is that, so you students should be able to inform the reader the specific problem, should be able to inform the reader the specific problem, and should be able to present study that will fill that gap. So a research gap is being identified through extensive readings from the literatures, from the articles, from journals. So sometimes it may be called an open issues, sometimes it may be called the limitations of the method used in solving that particular problem. So statement of the problem is very important, and that is what the researcher or the student would have to center his objective on. So then, having said that, so the next one is the aim and objectives of the study. The aim, if they say aim, they mean the purpose. So the purpose of the study is usually an amplification of the subject of interest. So meaning that, so your aim should be centered to your title, should be tailored to the title of your project. For example, so the aim of the project is to enhance low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy protocol based CRT, Chinese remedial theory, in wireless sensor network. So that is the aim. And if we look at this aim, so if we can extract the topic from this aim. So the topic of the project could be enhanced low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy protocol based Chinese remainder theorem using wireless sensor network. But for the aim, so the aim should be constructed this way, that the aim of this study is to enhance low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy protocol based Chinese remainder theorem in wireless sensor network. And it should be followed with the objective, and which is stated as the specific objectives are to, one, you list it. One, what are the objectives that you want to fulfill? So it could come in various forms. So one, it is always good you come up with a framework different from what others have done. So you come up with a framework. So then secondly, so you carry out an exploratory analysis, data analysis. Then the third one, you have to implement the design system. And the fourth one, you also have to test and evaluate the implemented system. So the objectives they are very important, because this objective is going to reflect in your chapter 3, which is your research methodology, and likewise the implementation, which your chapter 4. So then the next one after the aim and objectives of the study is the research questions. So the research question is a question format of the objective. So if you look at example here, I ask that to what extent would sensor optimize its energy level? So it means that so the objective has to address these questions. So this question has to be discussed in chapter 3, that is a research of methodology, and also have to be approved in the has to be discussed in the chapter 3, which is the research methodology, and the result in the chapter 4, which is the implementation. So then the next one is the significance of the study. So here, the significance of the study is the importance. How important is the study? So who are those that will benefit from the findings of the study and how? And that is what should be contained in the significance of the study. Then the next one is the scope of the study. So the limitation, the extent, what the project covers and what the project does not cover. So these are what they mean by the content and geographical scope of the study. Then the next one is the definition of terms. So you should state clearly some definition of terms that may not be clear to the reader. So on this note, so I will end the introduction of the project writing. So remember to click like and follow my YouTube channel. Thank you.